Hello everyone. Almost every time I try to pitch an RTS to someone, I was told, nah bro, RTS games don't sell, yada yada. Well, I guess we'll find out the answer to this question when this game releases. I just hope people are hungry for an old school RTS like I am. Because this game brings me back, way back, to Red Alert, StarCraft and Warcraft 3 days. But let's see what we'll have available at launch at the end of April of 2025. This is a classic RTS, base building with fast and fluid hard-hitting combat. It will have 3 asymmetrical factions, 2 playable at launch, each featuring distinct economy and playstyles. Each faction offers an unique roster of units. 2 epic single-player campaigns with between-mission cutscenes. Pretty cool. It will also have skirmish, custom games and ranked multiplayer matchmaking with Glico 2 rating. We'll talk about this in a bit. The asymmetric design of the 2 races in Tempest Rising available in the demo is pretty important for 2 reasons. Firstly, it's to add some variation to the game to help prevent it become repetitive, and secondly, it allows for the different factions to cater to different player preferences, and this can be in terms of playstyles as well as the art and other stuff. Tempest Rising manages to tick all these boxes as far as I know. I'd like the units to be a little different though, visually. In StarCraft you have Variants, Zergs and Protoss, 3 unique races that are easy to distinguish. They are night and day. I feel that's the perfect formula for a good RTS from the visual standpoint. You can see at a glance who's who on the map, you know. Tempest Rising is not like that as far as I know. The 2 factions we have in the demo are both human, and each available unit has an equivalent in the enemy roster, you know. There's infantry, buggies, tanks, more tanks and a bunch of flying units. But okay, how does it play, you might ask? Well, it kept me trying to beat the AI on hard difficulty for 4 or 5 hours, and there's only one map, by the way, and the AI is a cheating mother. It cheats like there's no tomorrow, or so I feel, I don't know, or I'm that bad, but that's to be expected in RTS games. I feel my 100 APM I had when I was 20 became 10 APM at 40, so the game is pretty fast paced, meaning you go for resources as fast as possible and need to scout often, so you don't let the enemy mine all over the place, you know. He does the same to you, by the way. Most of the time my forward harvesters get attacked if I leave them undefended. And sometimes it's funny, I go to the offensive and when I reach their base, they hit mine, you know, and yeah, we trade bases. Then there's a race of who kills who faster, who can scrape just enough in the base to defend, or who does the most damage. The strategy is very simple to understand but has many variables, so it is very hard to master. For most people, these games are very hard because they require you to think at 2 or 3 things at once, and we all know how hard it is. Scout there, build that, attack this, defend, etc. Very hard and rewarding when you win in such a game. This is why I love multiplayer in these games. The AI is only the tutorial, you know. The biggest challenge are human opponents because they are unpredictable. And this brings me nicely to multiplayer. And because if the matchmaking will be good, I feel I'll play this for quite a while, as I love the competitive nature of a good RTS. Now let's talk a bit about the Glico 2 rating system, and I'll read from the wiki. Mark Glickman created the Glico system rating in 1995 as an improvement on the ELO rating system. We all know that. Both the Glico and Glico 2 rating systems are under public domain and have been implemented on game servers online like Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, Team Fortress, Dota 2, Guild Wars 2 and more. The reliability deviation, and we are going to call that RD, measures the accuracy of a player's rating, where the RD is equal to 1 standard deviation. For example, a player with a rating of 1500 and an RD of 50 has a real strength between 1400 and 1600, 2 standard deviations from 1500 with 95% confidence. Twice the RD is added and subtracted from the rating to calculate this range. After a game, the amount the rating changes depends on the RD. The change is smaller when the player's RD is low, since the rating is already considered accurate, and also their opponent's RD is high, since the opponent's true rating is not well known, so little information is being gained. The RD itself decreases after playing a game, but it will increase slowly over time of inactivity. this is so freaking cool. Jesus. This guy, Mark Glickman, is pretty smart. So if you don't play the game for a while, the RD increases over time because your skills go to shit if you're not doing it often, you know. I love this. It makes so much sense and it's so cool because every time I stopped playing an RTS game like this and I was in diamond rank, for example, I was so afraid to come back before the seasonal reset, you know, because I know I suck. I don't know the meta anymore. So yeah, this thing alleviates that and I love it. The Glico 2 rating system improves upon the Glico rating system and further introduces the rating volatility. A very slightly modified version of Glico 2 rating system is implemented by the Australian Chess Federation. Pretty cool stuff. And yeah, then there's a bunch of hieroglyphs on the wiki page about this rating system with all sorts of equations and whatnot. I won't even pretend to understand those because I don't. But yeah, this looks cool and I hope it offers players a good experience in multiplayer because I'm sick of all these devs who tamper with the matchmaking process, making it feel like shit. So yeah. Now I have some suggestions for the developers. I hope you guys implement random spawn points on the map. The moment all players always spawn in the same spots so you know exactly where your opponent is. And add the mouse sensitivity slider somewhere in the options because it's needed. And I hope I'm not an idiot and didn't see the option. If that's the case, I'm sorry. The controls feel a bit clunky and add stuff like the ability to set waypoints for buildings that are under construction, etc. Please add as much quality of life features like that. Rip whatever was good and fits in your game from classics such as StarCraft or Red Alert. I'll review this game when it comes out for sure because I'm a sucker for RTS games and I hope you are too because we need to buy this like candy if you want more RTS games to be made, you know. I'm pretty sure it will not sell like Call of Duty, but there is such a huge hole in the market for fast-paced strategy games, good strategy games. I think it will do just fine. Hell, I hope it will do great. And yeah, this is it with the demo of Tempest Rising, guys. You can check it out on Steam, it's pretty cool. You can also check that subscribe button under the video so you can quickly unsubscribe when you are hurt and don't agree with one of my takes in the future. Let's make this channel great as I cover plenty of genres and I'm not a shill yet. Take care and see ya.
Our base is under attack.
That's expensive.